Hello everyone, my name is BigSwedish, and in our last episode, I volunteered to be the representative of NASA in the Northwest Transportation Council. The council also includes Blackie, Nova, and Enderhaven. Here you see us during our first meeting, where we've created some basic standards that we agree on for all the train tracks and monorails at Northwest. Once it was signed, me and Blackie headed off to make copies for everyone. And this can be used using the printer from Create Enchantment Industry with ink that you get from ink sacks.
So you keep one copy, I keep one copy?
Yeah, that sounds good. Next, it was time to build the train station. So I went ahead and I created a design in creative mode. I also received a ton of help from BigSwedish. And then Ingered and BigSwedish helped gathering the materials for the schematic cannon. And then all we had to do was press play. After the train station was done, I built a mining contraption to help me make tunnels for the train tracks. I did run into the occasional issues with water. However, overall, the process was pretty smooth. Now, I've not been able to finish the train track to any other stations yet, as they're still working on their setups. So this is something I plan to feature in a future video, so make sure to subscribe if you'd like to see that. I took a break and headed over to BigSwedish to see what he was up to.
And so each of those like light green on the roof are lights.
Is that going to be like a giant tree, or like what are you building on the side?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But are you doing the tree in the schematic as well, or?
Yeah.
How big is it going to be?
Yeah. It's going to be fairly large. It's going to have like a covering sort of over the building itself. And that's why I have like lights on the roof as well, so that it doesn't turn into a mob spawner.
I see.
So I'll have to switch out some of the lights as well. But
Wow, I like the interior.
yeah, so a little bit separated out but open. So I was gonna put in some kitchen stuff in the room that you're in right now.
A little bit dark up there.
Yeah, I used the dark material as well, but I'm fine with that because it emphasizes how tall it is.
Yeah.
So then I got the bedroom over here.
Logs. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I got bedroom up here, which will have a door later, but
A little bit dark.
yeah, we'll also have torches in there.
Yeah, it looks good though. Then I met up with Ingrid to get started on our new and upgraded enchantment shop. If you watched the previous video, we used Create Enchantment Industry to create a small enchantment store. And in this video, I want to make an upgrade. The enchantment shop will now be inside the train station at Northwest, with everything that's needed to generate XP and books directly underneath. So here you can see me and Ingrid kind of setting everything up, getting our steam engine running, and just making sure that everything works. So as you may know, with Create, you can crush cobblestone to get gravel and then wash that gravel to get iron nuggets. On this server, you get raw iron nuggets, which can then be compacted into raw iron ore, and then we can crush that to get XP. So let me take you on a little bit of a quick tour to show you what everything looks like once it's finished. So if we walk up to the train station, we have a wanted poster of Skeech right here. Very beautiful. It was actually made by Guybrush. And over here on the left, we have a shop area where different shops can be set up. We have these 3 different areas with rotational power where people can set up their shops, do whatever they want. And hopefully we'll have some people selling stuff in the near future. Now, let's take a look outside here in the back. This is where we have the train track, and we also have the monorail up above. Here's a little train that me and BigSwedish made to clear out some trees. Of course, I will make this look nicer later, but for now, this has been sufficient to just like clear everything out and get a good idea of where I want the monorail. Now, heading back inside, this is the new enchantment shop. So this is me and Ingereds' fully automated enchantment shop. You even have a little grindstone here and an ender chest in case you need to get your stuff, or I mean your diamonds, to buy some enchantments here. So people have already started using it. As you can see, we have about 18 different enchantments. Some are labeled twice just because we didn't have any enchantments to fill those areas, but we will do so shortly. So you can pay 1 diamond, wait for the enchantment, just place it here in the depot, and you'll get one. So let's see if we can get some feather falling 4. It usually takes a little while for it to show up. Remember, these books are being printed on demand. Oh, and there we go. There's our enchantment book. And we actually ended up getting 2 of them. So there are some bugs that we're working out in the system. I actually already know the fix, which also Guybrush helped me out with it. So that will be fixed soon. Here's also an XP shower. So you can pay 1 diamond and it will give you at least 25 base levels of XP. This is great if you need some XP for mending or if you want to use the anvil to apply your enchants. And as you can see, I got about 27 levels of XP there. And then if you want to donate your XP, you can stand on this enchanter here. And this is all done with Create Enchantment Industry, as I've said before. Now, let's go downstairs to show you how all of this works. As you can see, the door here is guarded by Chewy and is staff only. Huh, I wonder why there's a torch here. Let me get rid of that. I'll just stick the torch, let's see. We'll just put it on the wall here. I don't know why it was on the floor. But to open the door, we just get our link controller and press space and the door opens. It's a little bit more secure than a button or a lever, but of course people could just break down the door if they wanted to. So here's our elevator, so we can go down 1 floor here. And this is where all the magic happens. So you can see the printers over there with all the books and everything. This is the system that handles all the diamonds that go into the depots. Now, I have a bit of a redstone timing issue, which will be fixed. Basically, I need to put some torches up here to just fix the timing issue. But that should be taken care of fairly soon. As you can see, we have lots and lots of barrels here just filled with books. And then the printers will use XP to actually make the books. And I think each book costs about 100 millibuckets of XP. And once they're printed, they'll all go down into the chests down below. Oh yeah, you can actually see a buffer of all the books that we have right here. So it shouldn't be a problem for anyone to spend like 27 diamonds on books. Because as you can see, if 1 book is taken, it will just print a new one. And as long as the 27 book buffer isn't emptied, our system should have no problems. It just does give you an extra book sometimes, which is kind of an issue, but it's alright. As you can see here, we have 413 buckets of XP stored up, and we keep generating more. And, oop, didn't mean to fall down there. Let's see if we can get back up here through all the scaffolding. So, this was a system that Guybrush set up for us. Basically, it's just throwing around name tags if this threshold switch here is sending out a redstone signal. So if we invert the signal here, you'll see that name tags start flying through here and they go up on a depot here behind this. Let me see if I can show it. Oh, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see the name tags are kind of flipping back and forth there. And that is going to display a text on the Nixie tubes up above. So let's go back up again and take a look. Oh yeah, we can use the lever here on the inside to just keep the door open. There you go, it says tank empty, tank empty. And I believe this system should also prevent the use of diamonds. So you should no longer be able to spend any diamonds here. Yeah, perfect. So once again, that was created by our wonderful Guybrush, who's one of our neighbors here at Northwest. Now let's go back down again using the elevator. We'll just close that door. We'll switch this to the 2nd floor. And then go back and flip the threshold switch back so it doesn't output a redstone signal. And as you can see, now there's no more name tags like flipping back and forth there. So all the diamonds that are spent here will go into these chutes here, and they should be counted as well. And these chutes here go all the way down into our inventory system. We actually have a dump chest up here, so any items you actually put in here is just going to go down into our sorting system for our inventory, which is quite neat actually. So let me recall the elevator real quick. And before I show you the inventory system, let me just take a quick tour of what the factory down here looks like. So we have our steam engine, which is providing all the power for our XP generation and pretty much anything else that we need here. And back here we have some cobblestone generators. So we just have mixers here with some profession stubs and things like that. These are custom recipes, part of the mod pack. And this is just to reduce lag so you don't have huge cobblestone generators with the crate mod. Then the cobblestone is crushed down here in the crushing wheels. And then I have a ton of fans over here, which are just washing all the gravel. Now, let me see if I can get into a better position, or maybe I can show you the rest of the stuff here. Basically, I want to show the XP generation, but it's a little bit hard to get around this machine. Oh yeah, up there you have flint and the iron nuggets. So the flint is just getting dumped in the lava here, while the raw iron nuggets is getting sent up to some mechanical presses. And if we navigate around here to the back, oh yeah, here's our book farm. So we have some sugarcane and rice up there, which is creating books for us. And if I can just sneak up here, this is where the raw iron ore comes out and gets crushed with XP. And if we look over here, you can see that's where the raw iron nuggets gets compressed into the raw iron ore. And then they get shot out here into the crushing wheels. And soon we'll see, there we go, some XP nuggets came out and we generated some XP. And up here you can see the harvesters for the book farm, which are gathering sugarcane and canvas from rice. And they get mixed here to make books. So we should never run out of XP, hopefully. And we should never run out of books, as long as all this keeps running. Great timing on that lag spike, by the way. Now, let's use the elevator to head back down to the bottom floor. This is kind of a temporary base for me, I would say. So I am currently living here instead of my main house, but it's just for a short time. I'm still going to keep the inventory and all the sorting and everything, but it's probably not going to be my home. So in here, we have the sorting system. As you can see, we have a ton of andesite funnels here on the wall. And then we have mechanical arms, which is just going to sort everything. And everything comes down in these chutes here, which I showed you above. You can also put stuff in the chest here and it'll also get sorted. Everything goes down on this belt here, and then eventually goes all the way around into our sorting system. And if it doesn't get sorted, it will just keep looping around and around. But let's follow these belts to show you what everything looks like. So back here we have more andesite funnels. These are all connected to storage drawers, by the way. We don't have a drawer controller with this mod pack, so that's why we're doing it like this. And then over here we have more chests. These use brass funnels instead of andesite funnels because we'll use attribute filters on them. Whereas the storage drawers actually doesn't need any kind of filter, since they can only accept one type of item. But yeah, this was just built like a few hours before I made this video. So it's still a work in progress. We haven't added any filters yet, but I'm really happy about this inventory system. And I'm excited to kind of get going with it. Although I'm not too happy about living in a base underground. So I will be doing a new base. I already have some plans, but I don't really want to tell anyone. I want to keep it secret for the time being. But I promise I'll show it off in a future video. Now, this is what the actual inside looks like. So we just have some random storage drawers of inventory here. But this is what the storage room looks like. Now, the sorting here is preliminary. I'm kind of getting a feel for how much space everything's going to take. I'm probably not going to have food on the walls, but diamonds are definitely going to be here. Oh, and I set up a diamond counter for the shop, so that over there will show how many diamonds we've earned since we started the shop. and I hope it will keep working. I'm not sure it will keep the count or not, but let's hope it does. Oh, and over here we have a little maintenance door, just an andesite door here in case we need to access those brass funnels. And the elephant in the room, which you've probably noticed by now, is that this is a slime chunk. And it's kind of bad. We get so many slimes down here, and I really don't like it. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna like slab the floor just to get rid of them. But if anyone has any good ideas on how to prevent slimes from spawning, please do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it if there's any solutions out there. I can't think of any myself, but maybe you can. So let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tour of the enchantment shop and the new temporary base, I guess you could say. And just like our last episode, this episode is going to end with a meeting. Our new meeting place is now at the top of the train station. It makes for a really good area for everyone who's related to Northwest to gather. One thing that's been a concern this week is the plague. That's also why you'll see here soon that Matthew is contained inside a glass box. And that might be something that I'll cover in future episodes. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you later.